again. Nevertheless, can motor if he's on song. 5-2 up and at him now. 11-2 lock song. 7 Freddie Lloyd, and there we go.
And over a 5 furlong track, if you're a recall man, you need to be able to move quickly. Case Law is going well. So too Paris House. John Carroll, successful up at Haydock. Sea Gazers with the pace in the light blue sleeves. Blue colours are right on the far side. That's Loch Song going fast. Freddie Lloyd, Millions. Artistic Reefs just off the pace. Pushed along is up and at him. That's Loch Song, blazing the trail with Paris House and Sea Gazer. These have it, and they're going on the high numbers, and there's the favour part of the track perhaps, but Sea Gazer is putting in a big run. That shares the lead still with Paris House. Green colours, Artistic Reef starts to pick up. Regal Chimes running fast. Up and at him starts to get going. Bunty Boo with a run too, but they've got just over a furlong to go, and it's Paris House, the little grey, putting his toe forward now. Loch Song in second place. Artistic Reef in green is finishing. So too Dorberval with a run. That could get placed, but Paris House is back to his best, and it's going to take the Paris House, and it's Paris House who is the winner. Dorberval flashes through to second place. Then in third is Loch Song. Artistic Reef fed up and at him in the field trail back to Anonymous. This bit of delight shown by the jockeys, punching the air as they go past the post. Well, you never can tell, but Paris House has won it for Peter Chandler in the colours of Peter Chandler. This course and distance winner, trained by Jack Berry, ridden by John Carroll, who flew in from Haydock, where he was successful earlier on this afternoon, and great to see this Petong horse back to his best. It's a close call for second place between Dorberval, who in the white sleeve jacket on 3 from the right of the picture is flying at the death to get second place close home. Just to deprive Loch Song, that grand little song mare with the noseband on the left, but the grey, Paris House, speedy performance, back to his best, and he's come to take it. We'll find that the 4th horse home is Artistic Reef, but there is punching the air, John Carroll on his 23rd winner of the season.
Well, I wonder how many people said Paris House for the Palace House. It didn't work last year, quite. He was only second last year, but this time Loch Song has done her best in the white noseband. Possibly this distance is not quite far enough for her, although she's got in front. But Paris House and John Carroll come along to head her. And now look back to Sheikh Mohammed's colours, the maroon with white sleeves. That's Mace Roberts. He's got Dorberval going too late, but up the hill he must make ground at a tremendous rate and would have won in another 20 yards. But it's Paris House who's mastered Loch Song.
He's really stuck to his guns well. He's won over £200,000 now, won first time out for the 3 seasons running. John Carroll, a really strong jockey, improving all of the time, kept this horse going well, because I thought that Loch Song would certainly make him go to the post, and there you just see the runner-up Dorberville just coming into the picture at the death.
Paris House, one of the most popular sprinters in training. The public love the old grey. And I say old, not really old, but nevertheless, Paris House returns 9-1, 4th favourite. And remember, a year ago, he was 5-4 on when he was beaten by the French horse Monde Bleu, where Paris House this time just held off the flying Dorberval, who was sent off at 10-1. So tremendous revenge for Jack Berry and his team, who've beaten the French and Andre Fabre this time. The 3rd Loch Song, and there's surely races to be won with him again this season. Sent off with her again this season, sent off 11-2. Up and at him, the Irish sprinter was sent off the 5-2 favourite. The Paris House, so popular with the public, a 14-1 chance in the offices this morning, back down on the course to 9-1. What sweet revenge it is for Jack Berry. He beat the French this time, couldn't manage it last year, but that doesn't matter now.
Jack's about somewhere in his famous red shirt. We'll see it with any luck in a moment. Later this week, he'll be having a lunch in London, I know, given by the Injured Jockeys Fund, for which he's done so much. Let's have a look at Paris House's pedigree. Petong, this is easily Petong's best offspring. He was a good racehorse himself, but hasn't been all that successful as a sire. And Foudroyer, the dam, has produced 3 winners already. She's by Arteus, Vincent O'Brien's good miler. And I should think that Paris House, he won't get quite a Zafonic welcome, but a pretty warm one.
win has given Jack Berry as big a thrill as any winner he's had in the last 12 months. Been a real favourite and certainly a good servant to Jack. And the Newbury Sprint Trophy and plenty of other big races as a 2-year-old. Won the first time out at Haydock last year. John Carroll just going back to weigh in. And then sort of lost his way a little bit. He was second in this race, but sort of went downhill afterwards. Got his own brow brand on.
Jack, congratulations, and you haven't been shy about telling people about the horse.
Oh no, he's good horses this day. I mean last season he ran a big race first time up there at Haydock. He gave £10 to all the horses, and then he was second here in this race. But like lots of our horses, he went off the board because we had a bit of a virus. But he's come back good now.
It's a bit difficult to keep faith with horses. You know, you had a brilliant 2-year-old career with him, but whether he still has the edge.
I suppose it would have been, but like lots of the horses that we kept this season, we didn't sell them on. And they have won, and they've done it first time out as well, so I mean, it gives us a bit of encouragement. And I took him to Ripon twice this season, and he's worked well. He's worked well.
Well, they've been unbelievable adverts for the Paris House restaurant, Jack. You couldn't bring them in. Well, the season. I hope you eat there occasionally, because it's a very special restaurant, isn't it?
I don't know, by the look of Peter, it looks as though he's been eating it all himself. Look at the gut he's got. Just show me gut on telly. Look at that. It looks as though he's been eating it all himself.
The part of the Paris House restaurant.
Yes, indeed.
Well, to say he's an advert for the thing, you're an advert for the horse too.
I don't know about that, but there's only one advert. I've said it before, and Jack's got him back to his best. A lot of people said that they didn't think that he'd come through. From a lot of people who I talked to, that he wouldn't come through. But when we saw him today, I mean, he's pulled out. He looks really fit, and the way that he came through from that 3rd furlong and then sprinted on. John Carroll, magic.
Because it's a long way back since he was sort of, you know, a brilliantly precocious 2-year-old. We were all talking about how exciting he was then.
That's correct. And I mean, he ran out particularly well in that listed race at Haydock, and I thought he ran very well indeed, giving weight to the older horses there, and beaten by a very good horse last year in Mont Bleu, without a doubt. But it slightly disappointing, and obviously with Jack stable in the form that went through with a bit of virus there, a shame. But shame for everybody also, because there were some other good horses that have come on this year as well.
Because people have often had the problems of racing, you can't make a success of it, but I mean, this is one about 200,000, and talk about publicity for your restaurant.
Careful.
Well, it's one lot of mine. And the restaurant, do you have pictures on them all over?
Oh, all over the place, yes. And I mean, we did another welfare lunch this year because Brian and I decided it was a good idea. We've had a lot of fun, put something back in, and we intend to keep those going.
And the family, they come?
Well,
What are they?
Tom, this is Giselle. I'm croaking. Tom and Giselle, you're on telly today, so there you go.
Did you shout for them?
Yeah.
Do you always shout in the races?
Yeah, sometimes.
And do you watch it on the telly? Do you shout when he was on the telly as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you do. Don't kick the telly in like Dad does sometimes.
Thank you very much.
I don't shout.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You don't shout too loud. None of us shout loud. Congratulations
Thanks
anyway.
very much indeed.
Bye-bye.
God bless.
Come on, we're going to send
First number 6, Paris House at 9-1. Second number 4, Deverval, 10-1. And third number 10, Locksong, return at 11-2. Number 15, Up and Atom, is the 5-2 favourite. The tape paid $8.60 for the win. The place is $2.70, $2.90 and £2 exactly. The dual forecast came to £62 and 10 pence. A non-runner was number 11 and 16 rounds. And at Dutoxeter, the 420 went to number 6, Blakey Dove, 11 to turn on favourite. Second number 3, Beach Road at 7-4. And third number 4, Castle Secret, 92. Non-runners here, numbers 1, 2 and 5 and 3 rounds.
Well, after Zafonic and Paris House, where do you go from here? I tell you where, it's your last chance to enter the picture puzzle. Here it is. If you missed it this morning on the morning line, try and work it out. No tusks beyond this point, and something about 2,000 guineas. That might give you a clue. If you can work out that horse's name, dial 0891 99 1144. It's your last chance. You could win £100, and we'll announce the 3 lucky winners in about, half an hour from now, live on Channel 4 Racing. Now, what about the Champion Tipster competition? Remember, we launched this about 3 weeks ago. Really is building up. It's the new football pools. It's the racing pools. If you've taken part, let's check out the prices, the SPs so far, and let's see what's been happening. Well, if you back Mahia in the first at 16 to 1, don't forget that 10-point bonus, 26 points. Then we've got Gold Land winning the second, not such a good price. Zafonic, not such a good price. But if you got Binajouard third, you get a massive 66 points. Now, what about Paris House? That was a good price, 9 to 1 with a 10-pound bonus, 19 points. It's going to be a big winner, this, I think, tonight. We'll give you news of that right after the 4:45 and tell you what number to ring. And that's coming up right after the break.
You come so far, and we know how to make the most of who you are.
Gillette Sensor has spring-mounted twin blades that adjust to your face. You can't get a safer, closer, easier shave. Sensor. Now there's Gillette Series Gel with advanced lubricants for an incredibly smooth shave.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
We've discovered Tyrrel-shaped twin pot, a delicious combination of succulent strawberry and temptingly tasty yogurt. Or, to put it another way, temptingly tasty yogurt and succulent strawberry. Either way, it's still less than half the fat of most other twin pots.
Tyrrel-shaped twin pot, doubly delicious. From Michelin, tyres that allow you to choose the colour of your driving. The Pilot CX for luxury driving. Pilot SX for demanding driving. And Pilot HX for long-distance driving. High-performance tyres for your colour of driving. Michelin Pilot.
20. Clever stuff, this. When I stretch, Cuprinol wood stain stretches with me. Cuprinol. No one does wood more good.
Just look at these spectacular spring prices from Do It All. There's £7 off this Do It All coving. £5 off this Do It All 6-panel pine door. 20% off Do It All masonry paint. Over £2 off these super fresco blown vinyls makes them $3.99. And £16 off this Aluval 3-way ladder takes it to just $25.95. There's £2 off 2.5 litres of Crown Solo Brilliant White Gloss. £60 off this Mirage Power Shower brings it to only £99. This Do It All tile adhesives right down to half price. And there's stacks more. Do It All. Better products, better prices.
There are already spring savings right across the store at Courts, and if they're not already 20% off, they will be this weekend, and Monday too.
Listen, love, it comes to us all in the end, and when it does, they take care of everything.
Who do?
Chosen Heritage, the pre-arranged funeral specialists.
Don't you think it's a bit, you know, planning your own funeral now?
No more than writing a will. What's more, with Chosen Heritage, you pay now at today's price, so it's a great protection against rising funeral costs. And Age Concern recommends them.
You've always been one for forward thinking, haven't you, Bill?
Well, thank goodness one of us has, love, or else we'd still be courting.
To find out about Chosen Heritage funeral plans, ring 0800 444 888. Chosen Heritage takes the headache away from the heartache.
Just clearing up a couple of things from the 2,000 guineas and Zafonic. The official time, 1:35.32. That's half a second faster than the actual official logs fastest time before, which is a hand time. So you'll probably find that's nearly a second faster than any horse that's ever run the Rowley Mile before. And incidentally, Andre Fabre in the euphoria of the moment said, well, what about the Derby? Actually, Zafonic is not actually in the Derby, and you've heard what Pedigree said. I don't think you'll find that Zafonic will feature in Derby calculators at any race from a mile downwards, a mile and a quarter even. There's no way any horse around is going to cope with him. If he holds himself together, he's the most exciting thing we have seen in years. It's wonderful.
More Derby clues coming shortly, but first we have news that a foster mare is required down in the Bristol area. Now, yesterday we put out a call for a foster mare. That was taken up straight away. If you can help, this is the number. It's down in Bristol, 0272 372 617. Foster mare required down Bristol area, 0272 372 617. The foster mare was taken up yesterday. If you can help, please do.
We've had the first Colts Classic, but let's go back to Thursday and see how the fillies did it. And as before, remember, see how Sarah Darty repaid the faith that Walter Swinburne kept in her through the season and through, indeed, through last season and through her comeback defeat. Like the 2,000 guineas, there was an Andre trained favourite from France. I'm afraid Elizabeth Bay never looked like having a royal touch.
Up front, it's a wide-open race. Niche still has it under Leicester Biggert, but Lyric Fantasy in the yellow jacket is after her. Sayadani, the far side in blue. Zacrage in orange on the stand side for Lorna, tries to come with a run, but it's Sayadani and Walter Swinburne that swoop to take the race inside the final furlong, and Sayadani's going to take it at the post. Sayadani is the winner. Niche is the photo with Ashpan second and third.
Just 16 days after the Nelgwyn defeat, Sayadati's sparkle was back. What a tribute to trainer Clive Britton and his team. But how worrying it had it been.
It was when I weighed her and found she'd lost 14 kilos, and we gave it 48 hours, took her blood from her, and the blood levels were upside down, you know. She showed no signs of a problem before the race, completely relaxed before the race. In fact, the only way I had her today was when I saw her come off the box and she was sweating. I thought, Christ, you've blown it, you know. She looked a little bit too edgy. But then I thought back, only wooden horses don't sweat. And it stays in my head, you know. And I got more relaxed when I saw her walk around here, and she was walking around with that elegant stride. And she took the praise very well, went on the track, watched her go by me. I said to Walter, they're all sweating.
Walter, the third time, and last year had to, now Sarah Darty. How hopeful were you after the trouble 16 years ago?
Well, I mean, I think you're all my witness. I made my mind up that night what I was going to ride here. And even though if I did have one or two moments, if I thought, you know, it is Mr. Stout training the Rana Sidiana, God, he's so good at getting them here on this day. You know, I've dreamed about this filly all winter since the Cheveley Park last year, and I wasn't going to let one afternoon put me off, and thank God, it helped me.
And there's a super moment when you went past the post, you were celebrating in style. Have you seen this picture? Look,
I nearly fell off.
This doesn't fit the code book, you know.
Dear, dear. Portman Square.
More than 5 waves. This year, how much better can she get, do you think? She's got ready for today, how much better is she going to get?
Well, I know it seems funny to say it, she's won a classic, but I think there is something there still to work on, and, you know, if so, well, God help the rest. She's good.
There's no doubt about that, but still no news about whether or not she'll take a chance in the Oaks. But what about the Derby? The world's greatest flat race is now less than 5 weeks away, and yesterday, the anti-post favourite, Tenby, made his seasonal reappearance here in the Newmarket Stakes. Now, this horse is unbeaten in 3 races last season on all sorts of ground, hasn't grown much over the winter, but he was still a very hot favourite for this race. He'd been working brilliantly on the gallops, and there was plenty of confidence behind him, but there was also confidence behind John Reed's mount, Planetary Aspect, and it was these two who fought out a ding-dong finish.
And Tenby, the pink cap, sent about his business going on. Planetary Aspect the outside, inside the final quarter mile now. Desert Team now flat to the boards but keeping on Darley. Star Manager's fourth, and behind that is Shiver. And it's Planetary Aspect the outside of Tenby. And these two good horses do battle. They've pulled 3 clear of the others. They're inside the final furlong now. The rail runner Tenby, Spotted Cap the outside, Planetary Aspect. It's going to be close at the line, but this little terrier Tenby is going to take Planetary Aspect. Tenby takes it. Tenby is the winner.
Well, despite the fact he had to work hard for victory, remember that was his first outing of the season. The second horse had previously won first time out at Newbury, so he was race fit, and Temby was giving the winner £8. I was impressed, and he's now on course for the Dante at York in 9 days' time. What about the other leading contenders? Armiger, the winter favourite for the Derby, now second favourite. He will run in the Chestevars on Tuesday. You'll see that live on Channel 4. And his stable companion, also trained by Henry Cecil, their commander-in-chief, who won the first race this afternoon. He runs in the Glasgow Stakes. That's also at the Dante meeting at York. Less than 5 weeks to go to the Derby. Let's get an SP. JT.
And it's the 425 from Thirsk, won by number 4, Chicani, 8-1. Second, number 2, Beryl Thatcher, the 6-4 on favourite. And third, number 7, Celestial Choir, 33-1, and 9 runs.
Well, we've had great excitement on the flat here. We've also been covering the thrills of Punchestown in Ireland, the big 3-day festival there. Richard Dunwoody, he's the champion-elect in England. He's won 151 races in the UK and more than £1 million in prize money. But it's not stopping there. 3 times at Punchestown, they saw how good Dunwoody can be. Here he comes.
As they swing for home in the Country Pride champion novices Tyrrel and Bay Rouge and Richard Dunwoody, pursued by Princess Cecilia and Willie Mullins. There over a dozen lengths clear of Winds of War. Buck's Choice in fourth and coming down out of the final flight. And it's Bay Rouge, the leader, from Princess Cecilia, trying to mount a challenge. They're over 20 in front of Winds of War, but Bay Rouge has the advantage from Princess Cecilia, a long way back to Winds of War and Buck's Choice. But at the last, Richard Dunwoody and Bay Rouge over 3 lengths clear in second place is Princess Cecilia, and up the line, Richard Dunwoody going to win this big novice hurl for the 3rd time. And it's Bay Rouge, another winner for Anne-Marie O'Brien, takes it by 4.5 lengths or so. Princess Cecilia gains second. Buxrat Castle and Viking Flagship, and they're 10-12 clear of Buckford Bounce, and behind Buckford Bounce is Killiney Graduate as they jump the second last and straighten up for the final fence. Buxrat Castle on the left, Ken Morgan right, Richard Dunwoody, Viking Flagship, a long way back to Buckford Bounce and Killiney Graduate. Down now towards the final jump, and Viking Flagship on the near side goes on 1.5 lengths in front. Buxrat Castle in second, a long gap to Buckford Bounce, then Killiney Graduate good for a laugh. Cypher tailed off and have had to be pulled up. They're at the final fence now, and Viking Flagship over from Buxrat Castle on the far side, and they're clear. Racing into the closing stages, Viking Flagship is going to complete a double for Richard Dunwoody. He's going to take this for trainer David Nicholson up to the line. Viking Flagship, the favourite. Home in the BMW Handicap chase by about 2.5 from Buxrat Castle in second, and they're a long way clear of Buckford Bounce's third. As they level up for home now, Antonin being pressed by Viking Flagship over on the far side and racing down towards the final fence in the Back of Ireland novice chase, and Viking Flagship comes to take it from Antonin, and they're clear of Gaysville Express, Valiant Boy. Viking Flagship, Richard Dunwoody in the lead from Antonin in second. At the last, Viking Flagship jumps it well, and Antonin flicks through the top of it. They're a long way clear of Gaysville Express and Valiant Boy, and racing up the line. Viking Flagship going to win its second race of the meeting as they go to the line. The 4th winner of the festival for Richard Dunwoody, and at the line it's Viking Flagship by 4.5 lengths or so. Second is Antonin, third Gaysville Express, 4 Valiant Boy.
Viking Flagship, a tremendous credit to the David Nicholson team, when twice in 3 days, and one thing we didn't show you there was Richard Dunwoody also won on Thinking Twice. I'm 190th share in that thing for the Million Syndicate, which we've had a wonderful lot of fun with him. Richard did tremendously well at Punchestown, and the jumping season not over yet. Our last race coming through, our classic day, not quite finished yet. Green Dollar is out. It still leaves a big field for this Ladbrokes Handicap. It's over 6 furlongs, and there are 17 of them.
And so Green Dollar doesn't take part, but number 2, All Clad, is drawn 2 and ridden by John Reed, one is to post. Number 3, Densburn at 9, Michael Roberts. Number 4, Nagida at 1, Pat Edery, and number 5, Troon at 17, ridden by Lester Pickett. You note Nagida now ridden by Pat Edery. Number 6 is Our Rita at 14, Ray Cochrane. Number 7, Fascination Waltz at 4, Bruce Raymond. Number 8, Temple Fortune at 3, Willie Carson. 9, Castle Ray Ladd at 15, Willie Ryan. 10, Shaw Lord went to post Keeney, drawn 5, Richard Quinn. 11 is Moonstrike at 16, Alan Munro. 12, Martinovsky at 12, Michael Hills. 13, Languedoc at 11, David Harrison claims a 3. 14, Tauber at 6, Seamus O'Gorman. 15, Fighter Squadron Blinket at 8, George Duffield. 16, Goody Four Shoes at 18, Gary Barbwell. 17, Miss Movie World, blinking for the first time today. Joe Fanning rides, and they're drawn 10. Completing the lineup, number 18, Yes, ridden by Kim McDonnell, who claims 7, and they're drawn 13. Let's check the odds.
Moonstrike is the 3-to-1 favourite, back from 11-4. Goody 4 shoes on 8-1, and Fascination Waltz is a 91 chance from 8. Castlereagh Lad, a 10-to-1 shot, along with Densben, Languedoc, Rita, and Temple Fortune stands at 14-1, along with Troon and Nagida, and that one is in from 16-1. And they go 16's bar.
Moonstrike cantering down. Moonstrike carrying a lot of money with them. Comes here with the best possible recommendation. Victory over this course and distance, but 16 days ago.
And it's Princess Oberon still in the lead. Pair of jacks out wide, Northern Bird. Line across the track, Syson. Look at Moonstrike wearing the red and the green sleeve jacket. That's come to share the lead now. But inside the final furlong, Moonstrike on the rail. Just quickens up and goes away from these. It's going to be Moonstrike with Princess Oberon rallying. Moonstrike, Princess Oberon, pair of jacks, the 1, 2, 3.
Definitely an improving 3-year-old Moonstrike, and although the form hasn't worked out very well for a couple of those that finished behind, notably the second horse there, Princess Oberon, I thought this horse won with a little bit up his sleeve, and as you saw for yourself there, really nice moving horse, this of Bill O'Gorman's.
That was his second win of the season. He'd won his maiden at Beverley, first of all, and that was his first win in the handicap. He's every reason to believe that he's on the way up and might be going faster than the handicapper has realised.
Already one winner this afternoon on Goldland, and for Alan Munro, there's Fascination Waltz. Normally held up, this horse ran a smashing race here at the back end of last season in the Oliver Dueb handicap. Just got touched off by Heatherbank, but he's a horse with plenty of speed. Normally likes to come late on in his races.
Ran pretty good race behind Lord High Admiral at Sandown earlier this month. Certainly looks as if this 6-year-old mare has kept her ability. She wasn't given too hard a race when it was obvious she couldn't win. I think today might be the day. There's Gary Bardwell on the 5-year-old grey mare Goody 4 shoes. She won a comeback race, beat Hitch in a ride at Warwick. She had a busy time last season. She ran 13 times, only won once, but certainly on song this year.
She came good at the back end of last season. She won down at Folkestone, then went up to Catterick, and just never quite got to Orientair there, but came back with a bang at Warwick. She's certainly well fancied. John Hill does really well with his sprinters. Let's have a look. Have some news from Big Mac.
Especially very quiet down here after the Zafonic drama, but they're going Moonstrike Carpet, 3-1 Moonstrike, and it's 8-1 bar the one, bringing in near the bottom Goody 2 shoes at 8-1, and Fascination Waltz. We're 10-1 against Densben, Our Rita, Castlereagh Lad, and Languedoc. And just a report on Zafonic as far as the bookmakers are concerned, over £200,000 in big bets alone Zafonic took out. I told you the big hitters, the pros, they were in for Zafonic. It's hit the ring particularly hard, and they laid off with the board's bookmakers. So a bad result here on the course for bookmakers, not in the betting shop. The public were put off by the press. They didn't back Zafonic, they were put off the horse, but on the course the pros got into it, over 200 grand. The bookies are lighter now. They took only rock cakes for the rest.
Well, rock cakes or not, there's still money to be won. That's Orfad, the top weight, ridden by John Reed. It's had one run, but it didn't set any rivers on fire. Orfad at Sandown earlier this month, but won 3 times last year, and fully capable of winning this race, but no evidence yet that he's on form this season.
He got plenty to do with 9 stone 10 on his back. That's another with plenty of weight. Michael Roberts Mount Densben we saw just walking round, and that's Nagida. A nice filly by Skyliner. Pat Edry, an interesting late booking for Nagida. She goes well when fresh. That's John Gray.
got a big task from stall 1, I think, as they go through the first furlong. And up with the pace early on the left, Languedoc, Martinoski, Racing Fast, Troon, Moonstrike on the far side, and Castlereagh Lad showing prominently. Orgfad's leading the pack on the right with Temple Fortune, Nagida and Fascination Waltz, that group of 4 on the right-hand side. At Castlereagh Lad and also Tauber with the noseband up with the pace too. Densben's not that far away. Miss Movie World is going fast. Languedoc, and on the left of the leading group in the red cap, that's Yes. But it's Languedoc in the dark blue that probably just has it from Miss Movie World, the check sleeves. And yes, Leicester on Troon on the left of the leaders, just a length or so off the pace. Making a run on the right is Nagida with Orgfad still in the firing line. Fascination Waltz coming there strongly too. Sure Lord isn't out of it. It's Miss Movie World now with a furlong and a half to go. And those yellow blinkers that strikes the front. Red cap, Yes, is after her. Here comes Castlereagh Lad in green. Troon's with a run too. Martinoski switch for room. Fighter Squadron starts to pick up. They're inside the final furlong now. And it's Castlereagh Lad that scoots on and goes on. But here comes Martinoski in the white jacket. Troon on the far side. But it's Castlereagh Lad, Martinoski, Troon, Yes, Fighter Squadron. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Then behind these came our Rita. And the field trail back to Sure Lord, who was last of all. As I say, took a very keen hold going down to the start. The result then of this Ladbrokes Handicap, it's gone to number 9, Castlereagh Lad, in the colours of Mrs. Tess Gray. And this one trained by Reg Hollinshead and ridden by Willie Ryan, who was also up at Haydock this afternoon. Second horse home was number 12, Martinoski. Michael Hills rode this one for Giles Bravery. Castlereagh Lad returned at 10 to 1. And we'll find that the third horse home is the Leicester Piggott ridden Susan Piggott trained number 5, Troon, with the 4th place being paid out on number 18, Yes. So Castlereagh Lad, the green colours, left of the leading group. Miss Movie World ran fast there. And Martinoski in the white colours with a run. Fighter Squadron's done his best work in the closing stages. But at the line, the winner is Castlereagh Lad, number 9.
Yes, Castlereagh Lad still with a bit to do as we join them. You can see the green colours just behind the leader, which at this stage is Yes, with the white noseband and the red hat. Well, I shouldn't think he was quite leading, because Miss Movie World in the yellow blinkers probably had her head in front. But not for long, because here comes Castlereagh Lad.
Yeah, the gap just opened up right for him. Willie Ryan had him well settled early on, hit the rising ground, and I thought he was just going to go and pull away and win a lot easier than he did. But over on this side, Martinoski, who's a real old character. Paul Cole was using him for a hack all through the winter. Seems to be thriving now. He's got that heavy weight off his back and chases on Castlereagh Lad really well.
And Castlereagh Lad is returned at 10 to 1, but there is a steward's inquiry. A steward's inquiry has been announced, so bookmakers won't be able to pay out. Even more confusion down in the ring. The second, Martinoski, was a 14 to 1 chance, and the third, Troon, also sent off at 14 to 1. And it looks as though the bottom one, Yes, is 4th. That was 40 to 1, 40 to 1 against Yes, who looks to be 4th. They sent Moonstrike off, the 11 to 4 favourite. But Castlereagh Lad and Willie Ryan, you can't draw yet. You've got to wait on the steward's inquiry.
Moonstrike went there with every chance, just didn't look good enough in the end. But Willie Ryan, who's made his journey down from Haydock worthwhile. A little bit of compensation this with the defeated nominator earlier on in the afternoon. Big smile from Willie.
I didn't see anything very sinister in the finish, did you?
No, it's not from where we were looking. Let's have a look at the head-on. As they're running towards us in the blinkers there, that's Miss Movie World. And in the green colours, the winner, eventual winner, just coming up chasing through there, the Willie Muir or Shore Lord. And I think if there's any trouble at all, it must be just about to come up where horses just begin to roll about.
Yes, the winner did go across, yes, but I don't think there was any interference. I would say that it was something out the back, possibly involving our Rita.
And I would imagine that the action is a little bit off the pace there, because Ray Cochrane and our Rita in the white colours, quite similar colours to Martinoski, in fact, but they really had very little room indeed as they came to the final furlong. The thing unfolding now with Miss Movie World, those yellow blinkers showing prominently. Yes, in the red cap, Languedoc is between them, but look at the horses behind those three. Martinoski and our Rita with the red cap. Castle Ray Lad on the inside of the grey troon. Now Ray just switching our Rita about a bit in behind. Tries to go for a run there. A little bit of bumping on the outside as Martinoski comes through to take Fighter Squadron. This might take a little bit to sort out, but here things get a little bit tight. And checked in its run, the horse with the white face, our Rita. Castle Ray Lad's gone across, yes. I don't think it concerns the first three, perhaps, but certainly our Rita having a little bit of a difficult run there.
First number 9, Castle Ray Lad, returned at 10-1. Second number 12, Martinoski, 14-1. Third number 5, Troon at 14-1 again, and the fourth horse, number 18, Yes, at 40-1. The favourite was number 11, Moonstrike, non-runner 1 and 17 runs. At Hereford, the 4:30 went to number 3, Biloxi Blues, 11-10 favourite. Second number 2, Bartridge, 13-8, and third number 4, Just Mick, 13-2 for Rampton.
From Hereford back to Newmarket, and my word, Newmarket really come up trumps this week. When it's been like this, you can forgive it almost anything. And today, we've had a classic you'll never forget. The history books can now record that the 1993-2000 Guineas belonged to Zafonic. How he took it at the end of the show, what an eventful afternoon it was.
Commander-in-Chief Lengthenton goes on now. Blue Judge Pacemaker drops away quite tamely. Off the back, Oakmead starts to stay on, firm but fair. And looking back, Dicko Mike is tailed off, but they're inside the final furlong. And Commander-in-Chief with Pedigree looking round, 4-5 clear over Oakmead at the line. A workmanlike performance this for Commander-in-Chief. Commander-in-Chief is the winner, Oakmead, second of Blue Judge, third. They're fun right across the track, 2.5 to go, and it's Pedigree on Unforgiving Minute that's hit the front now and takes just about half a length out of Muhayar, Water Swinburne, the far side with Christian Stout and Michael Roberts in the white steed. It's developed between these three. Pelorus off the back is starting to pick up nicely, so too is Knock coming with his rattle, but it's Muhayar as they flash past the furlong post with Unforgiving Minute. The stand side, far side is Christian Stout, who is held as they race up towards the line. It's Water Swinburne on Muhayar, pressed halfway, Pedigree on Unforgiving Minute, but Muhayar is the winner. Unforgiving Minute second, Christian Stout third. And Royal Cape that's come to press Goldland and join Grotto Paul for the lead. These three have it. They've drawn a length ahead of Blue Bomber. Off the pace is the yellow colours, Nonios staying on well, but Goldland given the office now by Alan Munro. Lengthens and goes away from these up towards the line. Goldland, the favourite's going to take the race, and at the post, Goldland is the winner. Grotto Paul in second. Up and Atom starts to get going. Bunty Boo with a run too, but they've got just over a furlong to go, and it's Parish House, the little grey, putting his toe forward now. Locks on in second place. Artistic Reaping Green is finishing. So too Dorbeval with a run. That could get played, but Parish House is back to his best and is going to take the Parish House, and it's Parish House who is the winner. Dorbeval flashes through to second place.
And a rundown on today's winners at Newmarket. The 2 o'clock won by number 2, Commander-in-Chief, the 5-2 on favourite. The 2:30 went to number 4, Mohair, 16-1. And the 3 o'clock to number 4, Goldland, the 2-1 favourite. The 3:40 was won by number 15, Zafonic, 6-5 on favourite. And the 4:15 by number 6, Paris House at 9-1. And the outcome of the 4:45, subject to a steward's inquiry, number 9, Castle Ray Lad at 10-1.
Now, here's the news of the Champion Tipster competition, and the points total, 26 in the first, obviously was good. Check out your 3 selections in every race against a 1, 2, 3 in every race here. And after that, Paris House would be a good boost if you got that. And Castle Ray Lad in the last, if you got that, and a 10-point boost to 20. So let's check out what you need to ring for. Maximum points were 248 today. Telephone claims are required for 180 or more. It's going to be close, 180 or more. If you've worked out and you've got 180 points or more, ring 071 757 7010. Any time from now until midnight tomorrow, you must ring if you have 180 points or more to stake your claim. 071 757 7010. Now, news from elsewhere. First of all, beginning at Thirst, Peter Easterby had 134-1 double at one of his local tracks. He won the Hunt Cup there for the 5th time. Forever Diamonds, ridden by stable jockey Mark Birch. At Haydock, Vince Halliday, the apprentice, he had a 3-day suspension for whip abuse, and that was after winning on Legion of Honor. Jack Buttons won for the 5th time from 5 starts at Haydock. He could run in the Chester Cup on Wednesday. We'll see that. And Gizan, do you remember the horse that was raffled in the Racing Welfare Prize? Well, that is now with John Dunlop. She won first time out at Haydock. And the owner, the man who drew the winning ticket, Tony Hart from Middlesbrough, said, "This is like Cinderella going to the ball. I haven't been so excited since my wedding night." Must have been a good night. Prof.
Did you get the picture puzzle? You still might crown your day. 3 £100 winners. What was it, first of all? Impossible to get. Ivory Frontier. These get more brilliant each week. Anyway, Ivory Frontier. Would you get 100 quid? 3 of them. Dennis Ollison of Caister in Lincoln, Mrs. Rawlins of Tanfield Lee in County Durham, and Breeder Lewis of Poole in Dorset. Many congratulations. We're with you next week. 4 days. Let's have a look at it. 5 days in all. Kempton, the Jubilee Day on Monday, then 3 days at Chester, the Vars on the Tuesday, the Chester Cup on the Wednesday, then the Ormond Stakes, and finally the morning line at 9:15 next Saturday. But here, it's getting warm again, and it was in 1809 that the 2000 Guineas was first run here at Newmarket. It's spread all over the world, the racing game, since then, but the original can still get it right. We've had a new record today, a day we'll always remember as being Super Zafonic.
Well done.
The new Peugeot 306. Drive the imagination.
Shocked by rising motor insurance prices? CSEAA can give you a better deal. Call free on 0800 444 777 for your free quote tomorrow.
Dirty floors are no problem with new Mr. Muscle Floor Cleaner because it wipes out grease and grime. Mr. Muscle loves the jobs you hate.
Texas, where football is not just a sport, it's a religion. For 29 years, Tom Landry was head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
He was John Wayne, he was Charlton Heston, bigger than Billy Graham, any president. I think at his height, Tom Landry was above all those people.
Fields of Blood tells Landry's story and follows the new owners as they ready the Cowboys for the new season. Naked Sport, tonight at 9 on Channel 4. Now Derek Thompson holds our race card for this bank holiday afternoon's Channel 4 race.